Miss Giselle Bryant. Now, hopefully you guys can hear this audio. We gonna see, honey. Let's see if y'all can hear this particular audio. Hold on one second. We're going to be talking about Miss Giselle Bryant. She actually went over to Watch What Happens Live, and she touched on Monique Samuels and the confusion of her, saying that she separated versus Ashley going over there to BravoCon and saying that she separated or whatever. So she addresses that, but she also talks about Candiace Dillard. Okay, she touches on that particular situation with Candiace and her husband and everything. So we are going to check that audio out as well. So give me 1 second here, and let me know if you guys can hear it or if I need to adjust it.
What is your reaction to all the news about Monique and Chris Samuels separating?
Not separating, and actually spilling the tea all on What Happens
Live. It's confusing because she did tell Ashley they're separated, but then when it came out
live and they said
that they're not separated, so it's very confusing. It's typical Monique. Yes.
All right.
What is
not as typical Monique? Girl, now I mean, listen, I do feel like Miss Monique does give people conflicting information. I must say, I mean, girl, it definitely has gotten very confusing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, when I go back and think about the little altercation that took place, girl, it was not in that YouTube that Miss Monique did. She also called out People Magazine and says that People Magazine, she feels like they pretty much don't like her or whatever. So she said they reached out to her person for a statement. The person did not. The person said, "Oh, this isn't true," but then People told them that they were going to run the story anyway. People, they haven't retracted the story yet, even after Monique came out and said what she said. They have yet to, retract their statement, and it's still out there as though it's fact. So it is a bit confusing, but I've never known people to put out false information, and they typically always get exclusives from housewives. So I don't know. And then when, she kind of went on to speak on her and her husband being separated, I'm kind of like, I understand why people would think that, but then I do get what Monique is saying. Like, it's not like we're leaving each other. We're just trying to work on our marriage. So I definitely understand that. So I don't know. I ain't saying that lady, separate, because usually when you do hear separation, you think of divorce. And that's not what they're doing. They're not divorcing. They're just living in two different houses because they have that privilege, girl. Hey, go ahead. And they're trying to come back together. So, but then it was confusing again because she said, don't be mad at Ashley because Ashley wasn't wrong. She didn't lie. So I'm just like, you know what? Girl, you, I don't know, girl. I mean, y'all definitely kind of separated, but y'all not getting a divorce. But y'all very much so still married and committed. Like, I don't know. If Monique said they ain't separated, child, they ain't separated. We'll just let it. We'll ride with that. If they ain't, they ain't. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, you could have a point. It's giving promo for a new season. But see, here's the yeah. And see, what I was gonna say to that was I was thinking to myself, like, well, how could it be promo for a new season if Ashley was asked the question at BravoCon? I think that's what led to more of this conversation. And Monique didn't get an invitation to BravoCon. But when I think about it, it does still make me think that you have a valid point, because it's like, duh, like we weren't invited to BravoCon, but we are filming. Our show is going to drop early next year at some point. So why not use this as an opportunity to get more eyes on us? Girl, they forever trying to combine the Real Housewives universe with the Love and Marriage trial. Go ahead, do that promo, girl. Borrow them fans, honey. So yeah, thanks Keon for clearing that up. Keon says that it's promo and they haven't filmed yet. They don't film until the top of the year. I thought they were currently filming, but that's probably what and thinking that they were going to drop at the top of the year, but that's probably what it is. They're not filming yet, but they will be soon. Thank you. All right. Okay. Um oh, I do remember people saying that on the Ooh Ladies First panel now. Yes, they did. Maybe it's promo because they weren't at BravoCon. No. I thought I saw somebody else's comment. There we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Sorry. The story was out before they asked Ashley about it at BravoCon. Got you. Yes. Which kind of, I guess, does make sense. If they asked her about it, they must have knew about it. So, yikes, girl. Either way, honey, a good luck. And let's go ahead and let's get into something else, okay? Giselle Bryant explains why she waited for the cameras to be around to talk to Candiace about what allegedly happened with Chris back at the reunion. So let's listen to this.
Question for you tonight. Tom AHS, and I'm sure you've been getting this all since last week. Okay. If Chris made you so uncomfortable at the reunion, why wait until cameras were rolling to talk to Candiace about it weeks later? And why hug Chris at Karen's party 3 times and make conversation with him?
It was just twice.
Okay.
But so I wasn't gonna say anything to Candiace.
Okay.
But then it was Ashley's DMs, and then he DMs me, and I just felt like, as her friend, you would want to know that your husband is doing things that are making the ladies feel a little uncomfortable.
Giselle, number one question for you tonight.
Okay. Let me listen to that.
This all since last week. Okay. If Chris made you so uncomfortable at the reunion, why wait until cameras were rolling to talk to Candiace about it weeks later? And why hug Chris at Karen's party 3 times and make conversation with him?
It was just twice.
Okay.
But so I wasn't gonna say anything to Candiace.
Okay.
But then it was Ashley's DMs, and then he DMs me, and I just felt like, as her friend, you would want to know that your husband is doing things that are making the ladies feel a little uncomfortable.
Giselle.
Okay, first of all, Giselle, you're not this girl's friend, and we learned that on the damn reunion last year, and really started to see that way before then. So stop your damn lying and tell me something. As her friend, you would want to know that information. But what you did confirm, in my opinion, is when you heard what Ashley said, you use that as a moment for you to attach to somebody else's storyline so that you could continue to push that BS out so that nobody is coming over there talking about what you have going on. That's all that is. Just like when you told some of Robin's business, and Robin was like, "Why would you do that? You want us to start talking about yours?" You said, "Oh no, let's not talk about mine." No, no. So I mean, I just think you was out of line. Like that was just Ashley's isolated story, her isolated story that she wanted to get clarity on. You didn't have to bring that mess up, especially when Chris posed no threat. He wasn't inappropriate. He didn't say anything inappropriate. Again, for me, it makes me think, were you already hot? Okay, on your own? Were you hot between your legs? Okay, because you had this man in your room where you slick turned on just a little bit and it made you feel that uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I just nah, I can't agree with that. I don't like that. I don't like that, ma'am. You was wrong. You was wrong for that. Okay. But we'll see how this episode is going to go. We will, and we'll talk about it and discuss those things accordingly.